African Savannah, where life is determined even before birth. An invisible signal begins to spread. It is the origin of life, also the origin of the end. For the young ones, the chances of survival are too slim. African lions, the savannah's most brutal reproductive instinct. African savanna in the middle of dry season. Sun scorches the ground and yellow grass spreads to the horizon. This is where nature's most brutal laws are born. The lion pride is resting in tree shade. On the surface, everything is calm. But in the air, a biological signal is spreading that no one can see. Lionesses are entering estrus. Bodies emit characteristic pheromones, and males in the pride have sensed that signal. This is the most decisive period in lions' reproductive cycle, a process that evolution has adjusted through millions of years without rest. Estrus in the pride doesn't happen individually. Females enter this state simultaneously, a phenomenon called social synchronization. This isn't coincidence. This is an evolutionary mechanism helping females give birth simultaneously, creating conditions to protect and care for cubs more effectively. When this period begins, lionesses become more proactive. They swish tails, emit characteristic calls, and approach males in unusual ways. This isn't gentle or shy behavior. This is survival instinct, strong enough to override all other bodily needs. The next step is leaving the pride. The pair separates, seeking private space. This is called the mating refuge. Leaving the pride means losing collective protection. Hyenas and wandering males always patrol around territory, waiting for opportunities. But they accept that risk not from external pressure. Reproductive instinct is driving bodies in an unstoppable direction. A lion pair can mate 20 to 40 times in one day. This is one of the most exhausting periods in the animal kingdom. Each time only lasts 10 to 20 seconds and continues from 4 to 7 days. This repetition is necessary to stimulate ovulation in females. Throughout this period, both don't eat anything. Body energy is concentrated on one single purpose: maintaining the lineage. After each mating, females react by turning to attack males. They growl and swat with claws. This isn't rejection. This is automatic biological reaction. Male reproductive organs have small spines causing pain, which actually helps stimulate ovulation in females. Meanwhile, outside the quiet territory, a new threat is approaching. Wandering males have detected pheromone signals in the air. This is when the dominant male must show his entire role, not just mating, but must guard ceaselessly. If wandering males dare approach, battle is unavoidable. Two individuals each weighing over 200 kilograms clash powerfully. The winning male keeps control. The losing male must retreat. In the lion world, there's no concept of sharing power. After 4 to 7 days, the mating period ends. Both return to the pride, exhausted and facing everyday life again. After about 110 days of pregnancy, lionesses give birth to the Savannah's next generation. Weak, but carrying within them the fate of an entire dynasty. If a new male gains control of the pride during this period, evolutionary law reveals harsh and unavoidable pressure. The new male will find and kill all cubs of the old male. This is behavior called infanticide, an evolutionary tactic existing for very long. When cubs die, females will no longer be in nursing state. Bodies return to reproductive state in just weeks instead of years. This is the price of power change in the pride, difficult for humans to accept, but is natural law operating for millions of years. Amid all that brutality, lionesses continue surviving, giving birth and protecting cubs, because species vitality doesn't lie in individuals, but in resilient regeneration ability. In 2026, wild lion populations number about 20,000 individuals. Each cub born is more important than ever. Conservation organizations are working to protect both territory and lion prides. When habitat is preserved, natural reproductive cycles will be maintained. In the lion world, reproduction isn't just giving birth to offspring. This is an entire battle, sacrifice, and adaptation combined in a ceaseless cycle. Each stage has sacrifice, and each decision has consequences. But lions have survived through millions of years of this continuous process. African lions aren't just powerful big cats. They are proof that in nature, survival is measured by ability to continue despite however many losses. The Serengeti Savannah is home to over 3 million herbivores, but it's also territory of the planet's most dangerous predators. Each day, life here is a ceaseless battle of wits. Herbivores have no fangs or claws, no venom. They only have survival instinct. In this ecosystem, each herbivore species has developed different skills, but all aim toward one single purpose: to survive. This is the story of adaptation, about how seemingly vulnerable species have existed and continue to exist through millions of years of evolution. Wildebeest can reach speeds up to 70 kilometers per hour, but for them, speed is not the only weapon for survival. Zebras live in large herds. In Serengeti alone, numbers reach 200,000 individuals. This very scale is their survival strategy. Giraffes stand nearly 6 meters tall. Their vision encompasses the entire savannah. Height itself is absolute security advantage. African buffalo with massive horns can inflict fatal injuries, making them one of the least attacked herbivore species. Each species possesses distinct advantages, but all exist in one unchanging reality. Danger is always present and never disappears. Regarding senses, antelope ears can rotate 360 degrees. They detect sounds from 1 kilometer distance. This is a natural early warning system. Zebra eyes are positioned on sides of the head, vision nearly 360 degrees. They can see behind without turning their heads. Buffalo's sense of smell is 5 times more acute than humans. They can smell lions from 300 meters, time enough to prepare defense. Giraffes combine all 3 senses, but the greatest advantage is height. From 6 meters high, they see what's coming first. When one detects danger, the entire herd reacts. Information spreads in just seconds. Collective warning system. Regarding speed and endurance, wildebeest have maximum speed of 70 kilometers per hour, and they maintain this speed continuously for 5 kilometers. Cheetahs are faster, 110 kilometers per hour, but can only run 300 meters before exhaustion. Wildebeest know this. The tactic is to prolong the chase. Run zigzag, change direction suddenly, deplete the predator's energy. Zebras aren't as fast as antelope. Maximum speed 65 kilometers per hour, but they have astonishing endurance. In annual migration, zebras run over 3,000 kilometers. Their bodies evolved for endurance, not explosive speed. Regarding herd tactics, this is the most fundamental principle. A solitary zebra has survival rate below 20%. When lions attack, herds quickly form defensive formation. Young in the center, adult individuals surrounding outside. Wildebeest apply different tactics. When pursued, they run in multiple directions, disrupting predator coordination and creating escape opportunities. Giraffes usually stay in small groups, 3 to 5 individuals. They take turns on guard. When one eats, others observe. Buffalo, when threatened, they point horns outward, young in the middle. Even lions hesitate to attack this formation. With zebras, stripe patterns aren't just for beauty. When the entire herd moves simultaneously, stripes overlap, creating visual interference phenomenon. This makes predators difficult to focus on a specific individual, reducing hunt success rate by about 30%. Antelope possess brown-yellow coats, blending perfectly with dry grass color in dry season. When standing still, they're nearly invisible before predator eyes. Giraffes utilize height for camouflage. When standing among tall trees, only the head protrudes, making them from afar look like motionless branches. The African savanna is the harshest survival test, but herbivores have passed through millions of years of evolution. They have no fangs, claws, or venom, but possess acute senses, superior speed, and collective intelligence. The relationship between predator and prey is not a story of winning or losing, but of balance, where both coexist to maintain the ecosystem. By 2026, protecting this savanna becomes more important than ever, because this is not just home to countless species, but also the common heritage of the entire planet. Dawn over the Serengeti grasslands. The first light of a new day spreads across the horizon. Tanzania, East Africa, where borders between nations blur beneath the ceaseless footsteps of wildlife. This is the land of great migrations, where millions of wildebeest and zebras move with cycles of rain and drought. And here too, a pride of lions prepares to embark on the longest journey of their lives, a journey crossing national borders. The pride consists of 6 adult females, 2 male lions, and 4 6-month-old cubs. Africa's largest cat species, famous for their strength, coordinated hunting, and astonishing adaptability to harsh environments. The dry season has lasted over 4 months, water sources gradually depleting, prey increasingly scarce. The lion pride must choose: stay and face starvation, or follow the footsteps of the Great Migration. The decision has been made. The entire group will head toward Kenya, where rains have already begun arriving earlier. A journey nearly 100 kilometers long, through unfamiliar terrain, through nameless dangers. Wildebeest went ahead 2 weeks ago. The tracks still very clear. This is the route their ancestors traveled for thousands of years. The first day closes. The lion pride has covered 20 kilometers, but the road ahead is still very long. Lions are the most complex group living animals in the cat family. Cooperation is the key to survival. Lion eyes can see in darkness 6 times better than humans. Hearing detects prey from distances over 1 kilometer. From afar rings the deep rumble of another lion pride, a clear sign they've entered territory. This is one of the greatest challenges. Lions are very territorial. Any intruder is a threat. But our pride doesn't seek conflict. They just want to pass through, quietly and quickly. By dawn's break, they've passed through that territory safely. No bloodshed. A rare fortune on this harsh journey. Day 4. They reach another boundary. No signs, no fences, but this is the most dangerous boundary. Human boundary, roads connecting villages, engine sounds, strange smells, unfamiliar dangers. Over 30 lions are killed by vehicles each year on these roads. Humans and wildlife are sharing the same space. But greater danger still waits ahead. A Maasai herding village, where livestock roam free on the Savannah. For hungry lions, a goat is a much easier target than wild antelope. But that's also people's livelihood. The Maasai have lived alongside lions for hundreds of years. They understand their presence, but cannot always be tolerant. The lion pride chooses to circle around this area. They don't hunt, don't provoke. Survival instinct guides each step. The next morning, the lion pride reaches the border between Tanzania and Kenya. An invisible line on maps, but to them, just continuing grassland. In Kenya, conservation policy differs from Tanzania. Anti-poaching patrols are tightened, corridors for wildlife expanded. However, the greatest challenge still lies ahead. The Mara River flows swiftly, water murky and full of crocodiles. Lions aren't good swimmers like leopards, but they have no other choice. Prey has crossed the river. The male lion advances first to test depth. Water rises nearly to its head. It roars a signal. One individual at a time jumps in. Cubs stay close to mothers. Current pulls strongly, but the entire pride swims with all remaining strength. A crocodile approaches, but before it can attack and the lion group reaches shore, it must retreat. All set foot on the other bank. Exhausted, but safe. They've entered Kenya, into Masai Mara, where green grasslands stretch to the horizon. And prey is there. Thousands of wildebeest, thousands of zebras, gathered following early season rains. That day, the lion pride brought down an antelope. It's the first meal after nearly a week of hunger and thirst. And this time, all members share portions. In short attack phases, lions can reach speeds up to 60 kilometers per hour. However, the crucial factor is always surprise. Lion hunting success rate is only about 30%. Each hunt is a risky gamble, and thus, each meal carries survival value. But the journey isn't finished yet. The wildebeest herd will continue moving with the rains, and the lion pride will continue following their tracks. In coming weeks, they may return to Tanzania or stay in Kenya a few more months. No one can know beforehand. But political boundaries can't stop survival instinct. Lions have moved like this for thousands of years. Today, only about 20,000 individual lions remain in the wild, decreased nearly 50% in just the past 30 years. The greatest threat to them isn't nature, but shrinking habitat and increasingly escalating conflict with humans. However, hope remains. In 2026, Kenya and Tanzania signed a cross-border conservation agreement. Wildlife corridors are protected, allowing lions and many other species to move freely according to life's natural rhythm. The Maasai play a crucial role in this effort. They are the first guardians and also the bridge between humans and wildlife. Compensation programs help communities accept coexistence with lions, protecting livestock without needing to kill predators. Educating the younger generation helps them understand that lions aren't enemies, but heritage, the country's common asset. Ecotourism also brings sustainable income. Throughout its lifetime, a living individual lion can generate economic value exceeding $1 million. Conservation, thus, is not just protecting animals, but protecting the entire ecosystem and the people living within it. Our lion pride has now temporarily settled in Masai Mara. 4 cubs grow each day, stronger, more independent. One day, they too will undertake their own cross-border journeys, like their parents, like their ancestors. That journey will be less harsh if humans continue to protect and cooperate. Lions are symbols of Africa, apex of the food chain, guardians of balance for the entire savannah. When we protect lions, we protect the entire ecosystem and ultimately protect ourselves. Borderlines on maps may divide nations, but nature doesn't recognize boundaries. Life has no borders. And in that lion pride's ceaseless journey, there's a clear message. The future of wildlife lies in our hands. Midday on the Serengeti grasslands. Temperature reaches nearly 40 degrees Celsius. Blazing sunlight scorches everything without shade cover. Under sparse acacia canopies, a pride of lions lies still. Not moving, not hunting, just lying there, breathing steadily and sleeping with eyes closed. This scene repeats throughout the day. Morning, noon, afternoon. Lions spend nearly all their time resting and sleeping. This isn't laziness. This is a survival strategy refined through millions of years of evolution of Africa's largest carnivore. Research shows lions rest 18 to 20 hours each day. This means they're only actively engaged 4 to 6 remaining hours. This number is higher than most other carnivores, higher than leopards, higher than hyenas, even higher than brown bears during non-hibernation season. The first reason lies in body mass. Adult males can weigh over 200 kilograms. Maintaining this enormous muscle mass requires tremendous energy. Every minute of movement under hot sun consumes precious calories. In an environment of scarce prey, energy must be strictly conserved. Savannah daytime temperatures can reach 40 degrees Celsius. With thick fur and large body mass, lions easily overheat if active at this time. Males' thick manes make this worse. It retains heat like a heavy coat. Too much movement can cause heat stroke and endanger life. The second reason relates to hunting strategy. Because lions don't pursue long distances like wild dogs, but ambush and attack with explosive speed at short range. This hunting form requires very large instant strength, so muscles must be adequately rested beforehand. Lack of rest means inability to generate explosive power. One hunting session can consume 3,000 to 5,000 kilocalories, equivalent to energy of a person running a marathon or more. But hunting success rate is only about 20 to 30%. This means 7 to 8 times of effort, lions get nothing but exhaustion. If hunting daily without success, lions will quickly exhaust and no longer have strength to hunt next time. This is the death spiral. Therefore, instead of hunting continuously, lions wait. They lie still, observe, and wait for the most perfect moment. Patience is the intelligent predator's weapon. That moment is usually at dusk or dawn. Cooler temperature, vision still good enough, and prey are moving, seeking food or water. During these hours, lions use all energy accumulated throughout the day. Fully rested muscles are now ready to explode with maximum strength. A wildebeest can provide tens of thousands to over 100,000 kilocalories for the entire pride, depending on prey size and actual meat consumed. After a large meal, lions may not need to hunt for 3 to 4 days. Bodies switch to digestion mode, a process also consuming significant energy. This is lion's survival cycle. Rest to accumulate energy, hunt with full force, eat their fill, then continue resting. No waste, no excess. Meanwhile, herbivore species must eat all day to maintain bodies. They have no other choice because their food has low nutritional content. But lions eat meat, a concentrated energy source. One meal can provide energy for many days. This allows them to live at a completely different pace. Resting extensively also helps lions avoid unnecessary conflicts because every territorial defense battle or food duo consumes energy and risk injury. By lying still in tree shade, lions minimize chances of encountering wandering males or aggressive hyena packs. Hiding is the best way to stay safe. For lionesses, resting is even more important when having cubs. They need to conserve energy to produce milk and protect cubs from danger. GPS data shows lions can lie still in the same shaded area for 24 hours when not hungry, because all purposeless movement wastes energy. From 2026 onward, lions face new challenges. Climate change causes temperatures to rise and water sources deplete faster. This forces prey to move farther to find food, and lions must expend more energy to hunt. The energy balance cycle is being threatened. Conservation areas are working to maintain water sources and protect herbivore populations. When ecosystems balance, lions' natural cycle can continue. Lions teach us an important lesson. Strength doesn't always come from continuous action. Sometimes, resting and waiting is the smartest strategy. In a world where every calorie is precious, knowing when to act and when to conserve energy is the key to surviving in the savannah's harsh environment. The Serengeti grasslands at dawn. A pride of lions lies under the shade of trees after a failed night of hunting. Not far away, a pack of wild dogs is beginning their day. When looking at these two species, most people would bet on the lion. They are bigger, stronger, with claws and fangs far more formidable than the small wild dog. But if asked which species is Africa's best hunter, the answer will surprise many. Not the lion, not the leopard, but the wild dog. This is the story of the carnivore with the highest hunting success rate on the planet, about how a small creature surpasses giants through tactics and persistence. Data from over 20 years of research in the Serengeti and Okavango shows clear numbers. Lions' hunting success rate is only about 20 to 30%. Meanwhile, a pack of wild dogs with 6 to 10 individuals has a success rate of 70 to 85%, 3 times higher than lions. This means in 10 hunting attempts, wild dogs succeed 8 times, while lions may come back empty-handed 7 to 8 times. The difference is enormous. The first secret lies in hunting strategy. Lions are ambush predators, relying on explosive speed over short distances. They will give up after 100 meters. In contrast, wild dogs apply a completely different tactic, operating like marathon runners of the animal world, capable of continuous endurance running from 5 to 10 kilometers. Their speed isn't as high as cheetahs, but they can maintain 50 to 60 kilometers per hour for several continuous minutes. This is their true weapon. Prey may excel in short distances but cannot sustain it long term, and wild dogs only need to pursue continuously, giving the prey no chance to rest. GPS research shows prey's body temperature gradually increases. After 5 minutes of continuous running, they begin to overheat. After 10 minutes, they are completely exhausted. The second secret is pack coordination. Lions typically hunt in small groups of 2 to 3, but wild dogs hunt with the entire pack, 6 to 10 individuals at once. They can take turns leading. When the front individual tires, another takes over. The prey always faces a fresh pursuer. Simultaneously, other individuals run along different paths, cutting off the prey's escape routes. This intelligent encirclement tactic leaves the prey with no way out. Communication within the pack is also superior. Wild dogs emit special calls to coordinate. Each individual knows exactly what they need to do without seeing each other. The third secret is persistence. Lions typically give up after 1 or 2 failures because they expend too much energy. They need long rest periods to recover. But wild dogs can try multiple times in one morning. If the first attempt fails, they rest 15 minutes, then continue, never giving up easily. Their bodies are designed for endurance. Heart and lungs are larger in proportion to body size. An efficient circulatory system helps continuously supply oxygen to muscles. Long, slender legs help them expend less energy when running. Each stride is optimized for performance, not wasting a single calorie. The fourth secret is they hunt at the right time. Unlike lions that typically hunt at dusk and night, wild dogs hunt in the early morning and late afternoon. At these times, the temperature is cooler. They don't overheat during endurance running. Prey are also moving to find food, easier to detect, and less vigilant. Additionally, wild dogs face fewer scavengers at these times, as lions and hyenas typically rest in the morning, creating conditions for them to take advantage. Eating speed is also an advantage. When prey is caught, the entire pack tears the meat extremely quickly. They can finish eating an antelope in 15 minutes before scavengers arrive. Lions typically take hours to eat a large prey, easily discovered and robbed by hyenas. Wild dogs give others no chance. But there's a fact few people know. Despite being better hunters, wild dogs are the most endangered species among Africa's large carnivores. Only about 6,600 individuals remain in the wild, fewer than lions, fewer than leopards. Perfect hunting skills aren't enough to protect them from humans. Habitat loss, diseases from domestic dogs, and conflicts with livestock herders are the three biggest threats. When territory is fragmented, packs cannot hunt effectively. Conservation organizations are working to create movement corridors and protect large territories. Wild dogs need extensive space to maintain packs and hunt prey. Wild dogs teach the core lesson that strength doesn't always correlate with size, but often comes from intelligent tactics and effective coordination. On the African grasslands, survival victory doesn't belong to the strongest, but to the species that adapts well, persists, and excels at teamwork. Through thousands of years of evolution, African wild dogs have proven this, and if protected, they will continue to maintain their role as the superior hunters of this ecosystem. The Great Serengeti Plains, one of the largest wild ecosystems in Africa. In 2026, this place is facing unprecedented challenges. Average temperatures have risen 2 degrees Celsius in the past decade. The dry season lasts longer. Water holes are increasingly scarce. Life here is changing. This is home to over 3 million large animals, antelope, zebras, buffalo. But it's also the battlefield of two arch enemies. Lions and hyenas. For over 2 million years, they have shared the same land. But in 2026, old rules are being rewritten. Panthera leo, lions, king of beasts. An adult male lion weighs up to 190 kg. Golden coat, thick mane. In the past, strength was everything. A pride of lions could control territory of 100 square kilometers. They were apex predators. But climate is changing everything. Temperatures of 45 degrees Celsius during the day. Lions are large, warm-blooded animals. They need tremendous energy to cool their bodies. Their solution is to lie still, 20 hours each day, just to avoid the heat. But this has a price. Food is becoming scarce. Large prides of 15-20 individuals are no longer effective. Too many mouths to feed and too little prey. The solution is to split up. Small groups of 2 to 3 individuals break away. Easier to find food, but also more vulnerable. The numerical advantage disappears. When facing enemies, lions are no longer the overwhelming force. Power is shifting. Night is the only opportunity. When temperatures drop to 25 degrees Celsius, only then can lions mobilize their full energy. They become absolute night hunters. Night vision 6 times better than humans. This is their time. But night is also the time of their rivals, and those rivals are stronger than ever. Crocuta, spotted hyenas, nearly 3 times smaller than lions, but what they lack in size, they compensate with intelligence. Over millions of years of evolution, hyenas have become survival experts. In 2026, these skills matter more than ever. First strength, unbeatable digestive system. Jaws with bite force, stronger than lions. Strong enough to crush large bones. Stomach acid pH 1, lowest among mammals. They can digest bones, skin, even horns. When lions only eat lean meat and leave the rest, hyenas return. They eat everything. Nothing is wasted. This is a huge advantage when food is scarce. Second strength, endurance. Hyenas can travel 40 kilometers each day, less energy intensive than lions. When water holes are far apart, lions must give up. But hyenas continue. They expand territory into lands where lions cannot survive. Third strength, social organization. A hyena clan can have up to 80 members with clear hierarchy. Females lead the entire clan. This is a matriarchal society. Females are stronger than males. With large numbers, hyenas can do what was previously unimaginable: directly confront lions. Hyenas are not just scavengers. 70% of their food comes from hunting. They are true hunters. Their tactic is endurance, pursuing prey at 60 kph continuously until the prey is exhausted. When one weakens, the entire clan concentrates. Tight coordination. 5 to 10 minutes later, everything ends. Highly efficient. But in the most dangerous moments, prey is not the worry, but rather those who come to steal the spoils. Lions hear the sounds. They know hyenas just made a kill, and they come to claim it. This is robbery. In the past, hyenas always lost, fled as soon as they saw lions. But in 2026, this instinct is changing. Only one male lion, but 15 hyenas. The power ratio has reversed. Hyenas don't retreat. Hyenas advance, surround, growl. They know the lion is weak from the daytime heat. This is the opportunity. The lion roars, tries to threaten, but it's ineffective. Numbers are decisive. Finally, the lion must step back. Hyenas claim victory. They return to the prey, eat quickly. Everything disappears in 15 minutes. The lion is hungry. It must continue hunting. But energy is depleted. Tonight, it may have nothing to eat. This story repeats every day across Serengeti. Power is changing hands, slowly but surely. But the biggest battle is not for food, but for water, the source of life for all species. The 2026 dry season lasts 8 months. Within a 50-kilometer radius, only one waterhole remains. All animals must come here. Afternoon. Temperature 42 degrees Celsius. A pride of lions approaches. They need water, but they are not the first visitors. A hyena clan has been there since morning. They control the waterhole. This is their territory now. Lions stop. 20 meters away. Assess the situation. Only 3 male lions. But they need water as they haven't drunk for many days. A male lion advances, roars loudly, tries to create dominance. Hyenas stand up, unafraid. They roar back. Tension escalates. Lions move closer. Hyenas begin moving, surrounding the lions. Three minutes of standoff. No one attacks, just growling and threatening. This is psychological warfare. Whoever is weaker will retreat. Finally, lions decide. They charge toward the waterhole. Quick, drink hastily, and retreat before hyenas react. Hyenas give chase, but don't attack. They just want to assert power. Lions leave. Enough water to survive another day. Today's battle ends. No blood, no casualties, but the message is clear. Hyenas are taking control. This is not an isolated case. Across East Africa, researchers are recording similar phenomena. Hyenas are expanding their influence. Hyenas are demonstrating a skill lions don't have, adapting to humans. They learn to survive in a changing world. Human water pumps become new destinations. Hyenas know where there's water. They come late at night, when no one's watching. They even learn to forage from human waste, behavior no one saw 10 years ago. This is a sign of superior intelligence. Lions cannot do this. Their proud nature won't allow it. They are kings, cannot lower themselves. But pride is becoming a burden. In the new world, flexibility matters more than strength. Adaptation matters more than tradition. "2026 data shows hyena populations increased 12% in 5 years, while lions decreased 8%. The trend is very clear. Serengeti is witnessing a historic change, not through war or bloodshed, lions remain symbols, beauty, strength, and dignity. But these values are no longer enough to ensure survival. Hyenas represent a different story: resilience, pragmatism, and the ability to survive in adversity. In a warming world, the strongest may not win, but the best adapted will survive. In 2026, climate change is not just statistics, but daily reality. Each degree of temperature increase rewrites the rules of survival. Lions and hyenas, two arch enemies. Their story is the story of the entire planet. Adapt or disappear. There is no other choice.